Coming soon to a theater near you.
Hey guys, it is Oprah. So, I was listening to the last episode of the Real Ones podcast and I heard the things RB had to say about me. And I wasn't too happy about that. So, I bought him out.
No.
And this is now the first episode of the Big O podcast.
The big O, not Obama.
Nah, not Obama. No, not
Oprah.
Obama. Nah, I'm playing with y'all. This is episode 18 of the Real Ones podcast with myself, Mr. Marin, and my main man, 50 Grand, the director of the comic shop.
Hey.
In the Static.
Hey.
What else you directed, my brother?
Timestamp.
Yeah. RB3. What's going on, my brother?
Man, going good, man. I'm sweating a lot. It's a little warm in here. I ain't gonna lie. But
Yeah, you know, this LA winter is weird. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's we still in the beginning of the 2024, and it's like there's some mornings where it's like it's brick. You know, that's what we call cold in New York. Brick. You know, it's brick some mornings, and then by the afternoon, it's like it feel like it's 80. The sun is on your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, you know, I got on my hoodie and my shorts sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But yo, 2024, we here, man. We back at it with another episode. Yo, RB, what's going on with you, my brother? How's what you've been watching since we last, you know, spoke to the people?
Man, I watched a lot, man. I ain't gonna lie. I watched a lot. I'm gonna just run through some stuff real quick.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I gotta shout out is Nat Geo's new series, MLK and X. Genius, MLK and X. I got to go premiere for that. And I got to see the first 3 episodes. And I actually got to speak to the showrunners and also Gina Prince Bythewood and Reggie Rock Bythewood.
Oh, they part of that?
Yeah, they were. They're the executive producers of this season because it's like an anthology.
Okay.
So the first season was about.
Now, can we talk about it briefly?
We
can.
can
Tell the people about it.
Oh yeah. Because it's coming out February 1st. So by the time it's out, like you know.
Okay.
But yeah, they obviously believe in the show because they sent me screeners for it like way back in December. The 2 actors who were playing Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. Aaron Pierce plays Malcolm X. He's a British actor, a phenomenal, like really great. And also Calvin Harrison Jr. plays MLK, and he's a star on the rise. Like definitely look out for Calvin Harrison Jr. if I'm not mistaken. That's his name. Okay. He's going to be a big star. Like he plays MLK really well. It's not like as showy as what they have Malcolm doing per se, but he does like he's a phenomenal character actor, and he's going to be in I think the new Alex Garland movie, Civil War, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so
A24 is big budget. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're going because they got The Rock for a film, right? Like,
oh yes, that's right. I did hear that.
Yeah,
A24 is making that pivot. They doing big budget films now, y'all. You know, they not your regular indie no more. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them.
Yeah, no, they doing good things, man. And yeah, but yeah, Nat Geo, Genius, MLKX. I'm gonna have a full review coming out on Geeks of Color and also on the First Cut channel. But yeah, this really great series and comes out on Disney Plus. So
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're dropping it all through Black History Month. So it's like a really nice. That one's dope. I was sick, so I've been binge watching stuff too. I've been binge watched Daredevil, the old formerly on Netflix.
Now it's canon.
Yeah. Now it's on Disney Plus. Now it's canon. I watched the first 2 seasons when they first came on Netflix. I loved them, but I feel like the second season was too convoluted. It was trying to set up the Defenders. And I watched the Defenders and I hated that series. Like hated it in real time, like when it was coming out. So then I never saw season 3 of Daredevil. I just finished season 3 of Daredevil last night.
Valid.
I feel like somebody might have like gave them the slip, like, the show's about to get canceled, like put the sauce in it. And they put everything into this. It was almost a perfect I don't know why. I don't know if they pushed like Daredevil for like Emmy consideration, but that show stood up to like the top tier, like Succession. And like when people were like, Secret Invasion is going to be like the MCU's Andor. Like, nah, it wasn't.
That definitely wasn't.
No, it wasn't. But Daredevil is like Daredevil, deep, heady, talks about religion, talks about violence, morality, but then like some of the best fight sequences. Yeah, that one super valid.
Now let me ask you a question: how you feel about the MCU? link up now and them being more involved with it going forward. How do you feel about that?
Well, yeah, that's the part that was funny to me because I remember like watching the Netflix shows, and at the time they said they were canon. Like at the time they were co-signing. I would go to Comic-Con and they would talk about like potential crossovers and stuff. So when they kind of said it wasn't, I was like, I don't know. These are some good stories. The only thing is like Iron Fist is a big drop off.
Yeah, that's
I like Luke Cage season 1 a lot.
Season 1,
yeah,
that was good.
That's very valid.
You start doing the dab in season 2 and all that stuff, and then the fake. You know how I feel about bad Jamaican accents. When you get the Jafakins, they lost me with that one, dog.
Yeah. So that was. So I took a break off them Netflix shows, but now that I finished Daredevil season 3, I'm really gonna go back and rewatch Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, maybe not Iron Fist. I did try Defenders, like the first 5 minutes of it. I'm like, nah, I don't even want to re-experience this trauma.
Now, let me ask you. Now that, Daredevil is now canon, there's Echo, which a Kingpin is in Echo. I didn't get to see Echo, but I do understand you did. How do you feel about it?
Echo was not it, man. That was just really, really. I mean, it's not the character's fault, or it's not the story's fault. I think the story's actually kind of interesting. Like they kind of cut back and forth between the past, Native American legacy and heritage, and then meets with the present stories of her doing, the fighting and stuff. I thought that was all really good, like generations, being passed on to it. But I just thought the execution of it, for one, it's the episode's only like 40 minutes each, and there's like 5 of them. Okay. So if you add it together, it's really just like a 2.5 hour movie, 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
So it's like y'all could have just made this a movie, and I probably would have liked it a little bit more, or y'all could have added some more details about. I just feel like they cut it up. Like most of these Marvel shows on Disney Plus, 6 episodes. This one's 5. They 40 minutes. Most of them are 50 minutes. I feel like they just cut a bunch of stuff out, and it just wasn't. It wasn't it, man. And they were supposed to. I was telling you this beforehand, but they were supposed to have my boy Mato, Standing Warrior. He was supposed to do the music for it, and then I see they have this other dude doing the music for it, so I'm kind of feeling salty about it now. Yeah.
Marvel, there's a lot going on over there at Marvel, man. They 1 minute this person is attached to a project, next minute they not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Stephen Yeun and A.O.E. Broly.
Yeah. So that was a big loss. That's gonna be a big loss.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They won their Emmys and went running.
Yeah, and then now they saying now it's from the last episode word got out that Coleman Domingo was being talked about for Kang, but now they're saying it might be John David Washington.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, well, Coleman got a lot going on. Like Coleman, first of all, he just got casted as Papa Joe in the Michael Jackson biopic, which Antoine Fuqua, which I have very, very low expectations for because of, we spoke about the Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. Music biopics, Cradle to Grave, never works for me. I don't think it works for either of us. But Antoine Fuqua, Coleman Domingo, Nia Long was just announced yesterday as Katherine Jackson.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Dang,
so hey, they're shaping up to look all right as far as on paper. You know what I'm saying? But man, Marvel got to get it together, man. I don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah, they got a lot to get together. But I do like that they brought back everybody from Daredevil to this new revamped, because I heard it was like going to be a completely new story, completely new characters.
Well, I heard they shot it. They shot like half of the episodes, and then Marvel saw it and was like, "Nah, go back to the drawing board," and made them like reshoot a bunch of stuff. So, man, it's a lot. It's a lot going on, man. That last phase, it shook things up, and it went in the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? So, Marvel got some stuff to figure out. What else you been checking out? I know we've been to the movies since then.
Yeah.
So we got a few we got a few joints that we saw. We saw Book of Clarence.
Yeah.
Now, Book of Clarence, y'all, came out at the end of last year and is basically about, a man, in a village around the time when Jesus Christ was roaming and getting it popping. He decided, I want to jump on the train and make my money too. You know what I'm saying? A real hustler. You know what I'm saying? I saw the trailer and I didn't think much of it, but I'm always down to check out something different. Black, and that's different. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so I went to check it out, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that film.
Yeah, same, man. I love Book of Clarence. Like if this movie would have came out in 2020, 3, this would have been one of my top 10 favorites of
Absolutely.
last year.
Absolutely. I mean, it did come out like the end of 2023.
You can kind of tell how much the studio believes in the movie by like how early they send out screeners and screenings. Again, they invited me to this movie like early December to see it, and I just missed the screening for that. But like they knew they had they hit on their hands, and the guy who did it, Jeymes Samuel,
which I just found out that's Seal's brother.
Really?
Yeah, I did not know that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I just found out that's
crazy.
Seal's brother, which is dope because he's a musician as well. You know what I'm saying?
He does the music for Book of Clarence.
Incredible soundtrack. Yo, it's been a while since I've watched a film and was like, yo, the soundtrack is really good. And the soundtrack wasn't filled with like old music. It was like original new stuff. When I tell you the music is paired so perfectly with the visuals, I mean, I'm a huge Jay-Z head, and when I heard, and D'Angelo too, when I heard Jay-Z and D'Angelo had a song, I knew I had to check it out. Heard it, I was like, okay, it's cool, like whatever. But the scene when it's played, when they was smoking the hookah and floating, that shit made so much sense to me. I was like, oh, this, like, it just, I think that night, I left the theater, that day I left the theater, and I ran the soundtrack on the ride home. Like, I was like, it made sense. You know what I'm saying? That's what a soundtrack is supposed to do.
Both the songs, like the soundtrack with the songs on it, but also the original score, like the way they had
I gotta find that.
Yeah, because they also have that on Apple Music.
I gotta find that.
And they have like Clarence's theme is one of the nicest pieces of orchestration if you get out there. And then the theme when they had the Immortal dude, whenever he like came out, that whole little like dun dun dun, like I was like, yo, that gets me so hyped. Like it's like I am immortal. I'm like, yo, this is my dude right here, man.
Yo, I love the big swings they took and creative liberties, taken to tell the biblical story in such a modern way, but it was still very much based in the times. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't heavy-handed. Like there was, there's characters in the Bible that, you don't have to crack open the Bible to know some things, you know what I'm saying? And there's characters in the way they were presented, and it wasn't like, they didn't walk into the scene like, everybody look at me, I'm so-and-so from the Bible. No, it was like characters in the film, you know what I'm saying, that just kind of naturally just came in there, came out, you know what I'm saying? You knew them by name, but it wasn't like this big, like look at Mary Magdalene, you know what I'm saying? Like I loved how they did stuff like that, and I loved the Jesus Christ reveal.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love that because I had a feeling from the first frame of the film. I seen what I seen in the first frame of the film. I was like, they're gonna do something with this. They're not just gonna open up the film with this, and they're gonna do something with this. So I don't want to go into spoilers because I really want y'all to go see it because it's not doing well right now in theaters.
Yeah.
And this is another conversation I need to have. Black folks, what do y'all want to see? Seriously, what do y'all want to see? Because you say, oh, I'm tired of the trauma, the slave films, and then you get something different that's, spiritual, a hopeful, light. You don't show out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and this one in particular was tough because it had a lot of potential to play to like that black churchgoer crowd, you know what I mean, Sunday crowd.
I seen there was black folks on TikTok saying it was blasphemous.
Yeah, and that's why I think I think that's why it loses that faith-based audience. People who aren't faith-based don't want to see a Christian movie, and people who are faith-based didn't want to see it because they thought it was blasphemy. Which I do think like I think this movie is a brilliant artistic endeavor.
Yes.
It is just very hard to even market it and present it just based on this theme the reason I loved it is because this movie is like basically for non-believers or people who are like skeptical about believing. And that's kind of, in my personal like, journey, like I go through hardships and sometimes I question like, faith and stuff like that. But then this movie definitely reminds you like, it's good to believe, like you should be believing because it's real. And then it's just, but people have to get over that hump. Like I feel like if people watch the first like 40 minutes of this movie, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, this is blasphemous. Like, I don't know. But then like you get to the end of it and it is like a brilliant ending. I will say my two tiny nitpicks I have is like, for one, the ending turns into very much like Passion of the Christ, you know what I mean, in a certain kind of way. Which is fine, but like it just was like, man, so funny, so great. And so light until that point, and it just kind of get dramatic. But then, but that's the point of the story. But then also like the women characters were just a little bit two dimensional to me. You know what I mean? The way they were portrayed. But I did see it twice. Like the first time I saw it, little bit more crowded theater. It was on a Sunday, so like people and there was
a church crowd.
Yeah, there was a good amount of black people in there, and they actually did end up liking it, like that crowd. The second time I saw it, it was literally just me and one other white guy in the theater. But then by that time, like I was kind of making it a cult film for myself. Like I brought in a little vape pen, I was hitting it when the Jay-Z and when they were doing the hookah, like you know what I mean. Like
you was feeling the vibe.
Yeah. Next time I need to like bring some like rice in there, start throwing it when the gladiators are going. Like I don't know, but it was amazing, man.
My only nitpick was the pacing of the final act. It was the pacing. It started to drag towards the end. But no, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And and I was taking my time to go see it, and a lot of people I knew was telling me it was good, you know what I'm saying? So I figured, let me go check that out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, great.
Yeah, no, that was a great film. Another film, RB, I know we spoke about this briefly before we got on. Another film that I thought was really good that I saw recently, Snoop Dogg's The Underdogs. Snoop Dogg's The Underdogs is on Amazon Prime. Snoop Dogg, Tika Sumpter, Mike Epps, a host of people from NFL on Fox. I feel like this is a film that would have been in theaters 15 years ago.
Really? Yeah.
It's very like The Longest Yard. Those inspirational guy comes in and gathers the football team together, you know what I'm saying? But it's Snoop Dogg, so you know it's gonna go left. These kids are wilding in this fucking movie, dog.
Really?
Like,
I am your new head coach.
You a washed up loser. He used a fake penis to cheat on drug tests.
I won one of these, you booger-nosed motherfuckers.
Watch it, Jason.
this is one little boy that's talking so crazy, and he's so good. Like, you don't get that, awkward child actor feel. Like, and the thing is, the language of the film and just the content, it wasn't like, I can tell they wasn't like, they didn't play it in a way like, oh my God, you gotta be shocked that these kids are talking like this. It was like a regular film. It's like, these little badass kids talk this way. Snoop Dogg is cursing them the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Mike Epps is hilarious. I don't know how else to describe it. It's a very straightforward comedy. Again, guy, Snoop Dogg was a former NFL player. Had a lot of legal trouble, that's not playing the league anymore. And he gets in an accident and he decides to, upon recovery, he decides to coach a football team. You know what I'm saying? So you getting laughs, you getting all of that. It's Snoop, man. Snoop can't go wrong, man. Snoop is like the most likable guy in hip hop, like ever. Like, I don't think, like, is there anything on him? Like, he beat the murder case. You know what I'm saying?
he beat that case.
Yeah.
I did see. I mean, this is way back in like 2011 or 2000, the 2010s. I did see he was messing with that little Selena Powell girl for like half a second.
Oh, well, that. That happens. You know what I'm saying? When you Snoop Dogg, that happens. Like, shout out to his family. They listen. His wife's still around.
Yeah,
she's his manager.
It must not be that big of a problem.
Hey,
it must have worked out.
Maybe she signed up for that. Like, hey, it's gonna happen. I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm just saying.
And then Snoop, he actually like has a league of like football.
And at the end of the film, a little blurb came up that said that was what inspired the story. So, I'm telling you, Snoop he's a saint, man. Shout out to Snoop, man.
Shout out to Snoop, man.
Yeah.
Give him a round of applause.
Yeah. Shout out to Snoop, man. He just had he didn't just have a birthday. Oprah just had a birthday the other day. Snoop's was back in October, but yeah. Hey, Oprah, listen, Oprah.
We love you, Oprah.
We love you, Yeah. We ain't got no beef with you. That's RB.
That's me.
That's RB.
And you know what? Let me say this too. Like, all beef ends with Color Purple. I officially love this movie after I watched Mean Girls, and I'll tell you why. Like,
we're gonna get into that.
Yeah,
we gotta get into that. Mean Girls is actually a film I was thinking about taking my daughter to see because she likes the original one. And my daughter likes musicals, and so do I. So I was thinking about taking her to see that. But let's go into that.
Yeah.
Mean Girls, tell me.
Well, Mean Girls. So the Mean Girls, obviously you've seen the trailers for it and stuff. I'm just gonna get straight to my issue with it. Same issue that I had with Wonka, with Timothée Chalamet. I don't know who's the young lady who was the lead in Mean Girls. But if you're doing a musical film, make sure the star can sing. Make sure the main actor can sing, because I don't want to see you get showed up by like everybody else in the cast. You know what I mean? Because who plays the young lady who's like the lesbian friend who like she first meets? I forgot her name.
I don't know who's in this movie.
Yeah, but I forgot even the characters' names, man. I love the original Mean Girls. I'm blanking, but anyway, like
it sounded like a forgettable experience already.
It was, but I will say Renee Rapp, who plays Regina George, like the new Regina George, she rocks it. Like she could really sing, and they really do a good job of making her evil in this. So then it kind of makes it harder to even root for the main girl, Katie. You know what I mean? Because it's like I kind of want to root for her a little bit more. Same thing with she got her friend who she first gets introduced to. If y'all seen Mean Girls, y'all know who. But that character's played by the young lady who voiced Moana in the Disney film. So she can also sing, and she's also a highlight. But it's like the main star, you got to be able to just belt it. Because whenever it gets to her singing, I'm like, ooh, I don't know. Like, and no offense to her, but same thing with Timothée Chalamet. Like, Wonka, it's like he couldn't sing. At least with Color Purple, it's like y'all get singers who could really, really belt the songs, and it's like way more believable. I'm kind of almost in the era of like, you know how we talk about biopics, like don't get an actor who looks like the person, but get an actor who could do it. My musicals, I'm almost flipped. Like get the singer first, get a singer who can act versus the actor who thinks they can sing, because it's not working out. Like,
you're absolutely right. That should be, when it comes to musicals, that should be the first thing. Can you sing, motherfucker? Like, you know what I'm saying? You look good on screen, but can you sing? That should always be the first criteria.
Right, and it's not even like can you sing? It's like, just don't get showed up by everybody else. Like, because if Timothée Chalamet is getting showed up by Hugh Grant, I'm not gonna like it. Like if
Hugh Grant was singing,
He sung in a couple movies, I think, though, before that. But
Hugh Grant?
I don't know.
He's playing an Oompa Loompa in Wonka, right?
Yeah. But he was singing good in that. He was singing, the little black girl that was with him was singing good, but it was like Timothy himself. And then the biggest thing that really hurts me was La La Land, bro. Because I loved La La Land when it first came out. Like I still love La La Land. But when I watched that movie with like a real singer, and they broke down how bad Ryan Gosling is like in that movie, like I cannot watch that scene where he's like walking down the little pier and he's doing the City of Stars. Like it's like nails to a chalkboard to me. Now I can't unhear like
anytime you watch a film with, or listen to something with somebody that's tapped in, it'll change your whole, once you start to hear them, dissect it, it'll change your whole perspective on it. That's why I try not to do that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because if I like something, I just keep it at that. I don't want to, I talked about before, my dad does a lot of spiritual work, and I don't watch Hereditary with him. He's like, oh yeah, I know that sign. It's this. Let me show you. I'm like, whoa, please. Please, I want to sleep tonight, all right? I don't need to see any more. This film is spooky enough. I don't need to go that far in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nah. So damn. So you don't think I should check out Mean Girls?
You should still check it out. Okay. It's still a decent. It was better than I thought. It was okay. The first. I got annoyed by the beginning because it was mostly on the main girl, and I thought her singing just wasn't hitting. But when it gets to Regina George, when it gets to like the supporting characters, then it really starts like cooking, and I appreciate that a lot. So it was overall worth it. Worth it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So we on music. We got to talk about the new Netflix doc that just dropped, The Greatest Night in Pop, which is about, 39 years after the We Are the World recording and release. It's that night, I think it was the American Music Awards, Lionel Richie, Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones, they rounded up a bunch of stars to come and sing We Are the World to raise funds for what was going on in Africa. I think Harry Belafonte was really the one steering the cause, you know what I'm saying? And this was just a very, very fascinating look at the whole development of it all. You know what I'm saying? I personally hate that song. I think that song is cheesy. There's a lot of, there's music critics at the time that said that shit was bad and it sounded like a Pepsi jingle. Like, I don't know anybody that's just throwing on We Are the World in the whip.
Yeah. No,
you
not
throwing
today.
it on the whip?
No, not today.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That shit was corny, but it was fascinating to see what was happening. I got a bone to pick though. Y'all know I'm a big Prince fan. And I was on the timeline since the doc dropped, and Prince is catching a lot of strays and hate because he didn't show up to the recording. First of all, let me break down that night for you. First of all, let me break down Prince. Prince's recording process is a very intimate one. There's no footage of him in the studio. His engineer said, sometimes he kicks us out the studio so he could lay down his vocals. that's just his thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody have their own process. RB, I'm pretty sure when you write, you got a process that's different from other writers. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the way they describe that, I swear, the more I watched that doc, the more him not showing up made sense to me. Because you got 60 to 70 people in this hot ass room.
Right. One mic. Like
cameras in people's face. It's and then there's the egos that's in the room. You know, I think there's a funny ass part of the doc where Stevie Wonder decides to call an audible. It's like, we should sing in Swahili. We should say this. And they're saying some word in Swahili. I can't remember what it was, but Waylon Jennings is a country star. He's like, what's Swahili? He heard that African mumbo jumbo and he dipped. He made his way out the fucking studio. Yo, and they got footage of it. That's the funny part. They got the footage of him like, excuse me. And he made a beeline smooth out the studio. And then this is the confusion in the crowd. Everybody's like, what? What's the word? What? Mind you, they're tight on time. They're trying to do this in one night. Yo, it takes a long... You ever been in the studio with somebody recording a song?
Oh, yeah, no.
That is not a quick process.
With one person, it could take like 3 hours.
Yeah, longer sometimes.
Yeah.
Depending on what's going on. So you got like a bunch of stars that's going on. Then you got... You got Al Jarreau drunk off wine. You know what I'm saying?
They're trying to get him to remember his part.
Yeah, he can't remember his part. Bob Dylan looks like somebody's pulling his toenail. He's just in pain. He's just there like, yo, what am I doing here? And that speaks to that alone will make me understand why Prince didn't want to be there. Because Prince is on record saying at the time, like, look, I have this kind of process. I knew I was going to clam up if I got around those people. That's just not my thing. Like, I offered to play guitar in a separate room. Again, intimacy. I offered to give him a guitar solo. They said no. I said, hey, I'll give you a song, which the song is For the Tears in Your Eyes, which is a better song anyway. I give you a song. They said okay. But then they continue to vilify him for not showing up.
Right. And then they had Sheila E. pull up.
Oh, that was messed up.
Yeah, making her think she was going to do a verse.
Yo, yeah. Don't... Listen, I do not like pushy people, dog. Like, think of all the worst people in the world. Rapists, murderers, all that.
Yeah.
Pushy people is up there for me. I do not like pushy people. So,
you know, all those things are kind of like an evolution of pushy.
Lowest key. Lowest key. So, yo, do not. If I tell you no, I'm not going to do something. I'll do this instead. You say, okay. Don't go pull my girl into the session now to be calling me while I'm out enjoying my night on the town.
After he just won 6 AMAs.
You feel me? Purple Rain was the biggest thing at the time. Like, you know, I just cleaned up at the award show. Lionel Richie cleaned up that night too.
Oh, yeah.
Don't call me. Because then I'm not even going to send you the song. I'm going to just tell you to go to hell at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the pushiness and the fact that you use her as bait and then everybody else got solos. She didn't get a solo.
Yeah. And they gave Prince's solo to, was it Bruce Springsteen?
No. That was Huey Lewis.
Huey Lewis, right.
And Cyndi Lauper.
And Cyndi Lauper.
Which, by the way, that was another hilarious part. That was a funny, yeah. Because Mike Jackson is in the back. Stoic as hell. Like everybody is there because she's just like, oh, my jewelry is making all this noise. Everybody's laughing in the studio, and Mike is there with shades on, like, bitch, hurry up.
Yeah, he's like, I'm taking this seriously.
It's 4 or 5 in the morning at this point.
Right.
That was an all night session,
and he was there from the beginning. He was there since like 2:00 that day, so he was really like burnt out. He's like, yo, hurry up.
Ain't nobody got time for that shit. So you think Prince, who does what he does, and he think he got listen. There's nothing worse than being nice and saying, oh, I'm going to come through, and you get there and something's dragging.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than that feeling. And Mike Jackson, that's what your ass get for wanting to be Mr. Heal the World. Your ass is there, and now you tight. You got on your big-ass Captain Crunch suit, and you there tight with your shades on because you like, fuck, your jerry curls are sweating out. Did you see Lionel Richie's jerry curls by the end of the night?
Oh, yeah, no.
That shit was an afro. It was like Jerome from Snowfall, his jerry curls. That was a crazy session. That shit was crazy, and it was so entertaining. It was just a beautiful mess. You know what I'm saying? So I really enjoyed it, but I did not like the Prince backlash. There's a lot more context to that a lot of people don't know of, and a lot of people's like, oh, you know what they call them? The he-he's. I'm going to shout y'all out this once. This Michael Jackson stands. They call themselves the he-he's. Them he-he motherfuckers was getting on Prince. Oh, he's selfish. He's egotistical.
Oh, no.
Let me tell you something. These megastars are human too.
Yeah.
They all have their own process. They need their space. You can't judge a man for wanting his piece. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just an overwhelming situation. You know, not everybody got the social and mental capacity for all of that.
Yeah, his social batteries might have been like on E, like from the war show.
I mean? Because this motherfucker lives in Minnesota. He's reclusive as is. So you don't do interviews, none of that stuff. So it's like all this, he's egotistical. Y'all he's, man. Y'all are interesting because the same thing y'all get at the press for getting at Michael Jackson, y'all practice it with Prince. I see it. I got the receipts on y'all. I'll get at y'all another time. You know what I'm saying? Another podcast, another conversation. But no, it was a very interesting day. I told you to check it out. Like it was really good. Like I pressed play on it. No, I didn't like the song, and I ended up like glued to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's the process of making the song that really was dope. It was crazy seeing like one of the camera people was like, "This is one of my first jobs in LA. Like only moved here 3 years ago," and then all of a sudden I'm in the studio with Michael Jackson, Bruce Springsteen.
It be like that though.
Yeah,
it be like that. You just come in and you just get that one phone call, and now you doing some big league shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was great, man. That was great. Another film that we both saw during since the last time you heard from us, American Fiction.
Oh yeah,
and that was actually something I forgot to bring up in the last episode. American Fiction. We both shout out to my man Andres. We was on. We did our review.
First
already.
cut. Yeah,
first cut. American Fiction, man. We're gonna get into its award nominations, Academy Award nominations, but yeah, it wasn't a film that I loved, in the same level as everybody else. Like I didn't love it like everybody else did.
Same. I thought the main thing, it was a good movie. But just the ending was just so lackluster, man. Like that was really the only my main contention with it. If it just had a solid resolution at the end, like it probably would have been a solid like 7 out of 10, like 8 out of 10 movie. But just because there's like nothing at the end, it's tough.
Yeah, I left the theater like really looking for things to like about it, and and when you get to that point, it's just kind of like, bro, you don't like it, leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate it, but I definitely don't like it, as much as everybody else did. American Fiction is about a author that is, you explain American Fiction to the people.
Jeffrey Wright, he plays an author slash former college professor who kind of gets ousted a little bit, so he has to go back home to his family. And I believe they're in New England or something like that. Very affluent kind of lifestyle. It goes back to they're dealing with family tragedies back at home. And then when he gets back home, another family tragedy happens. So then it's kind of like dealing with his family, his financial situation is not looking the best. So, and he's jealous of like Issa Rae's character who writes this book that is seemingly a little bit more exploitative when talking about Black culture, Black communities. So out of frustration, he decides to write his own book that is, over the top, like super ghetto-fied per se. And we talked about it during the review, but it is kind of like this kind of like elitist kind of perspective that he kind of holds the whole time. Like, because I'm writing slang or because I'm like not using good grammar doesn't mean the story's effective. When in reality, people are connecting to it because people are connecting to his writing. But he doesn't realize that. And I feel like the movie doesn't realize that.
It was from a very bourgeoisie perspective. And I think that's where it lost me off rip. You know what I'm saying? And not to mention, the film was marketed almost like Bamboozled but books. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of went into it like, okay, I want to see how all of this gets turned on his head. And I feel like I barely got that in this film. I feel like it came in little spurts, and there's a scene with the great Keith David and the other actor. I'm not sure who the other actor is, where he's there, like whatever he's thinking about the book, the characters is like acting out in front of him. I wanted to see more of that.
Right.
I wanted to see more of that. That scene, like, I saw that scene. I was like, oh, this is going to go, the film's going to pick up now.
Right.
And it just kind of didn't. I actually, like I mentioned in the review, I actually got a lot more out of the side story about the family, which I feel like if you had made a big ensemble piece about a family going through tragedy, that's like a dark comedy or something, that would have worked for me. 100%.
Yeah.
But, this film, it was just very... like I said, very bougie, elitist kind of point of view on everything. And you know, it wasn't bad. And that's the crazy part. It wasn't bad. Like, the actors was great.
Acting was great.
Incredible. Jeffrey Wright, come on. Need I say more?
Deserves that nomination.
Sterling K. Brown, need I say
Definitely
more?
deserves it, yeah.
But then you got the great Leslie Uggams who played Kizzy and Roots. You know what I'm saying? Who I feel like we don't see enough of. Erica Alexander, who's kind of having a little career resurgence. You know, she's kind of a little bit more visible now. She played Maxine on In Living Color, Living Single. You know, she's in this film. She's pretty good in it. And you know, Tracy Ellis Ross, we see her briefly, but she's good in it.
She's phenomenal.
Yeah, so everybody is good in it, but the film, man, I don't, you know, is it the director? Well, RB. You're a director.
All right.
Give me your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I personally thought I thought the directing of it was great because I feel like the number one director's job is to like get good performances. So the performances were got, you know what I mean? To me, it's just, it comes all down to the script, and it's obviously written and directed by Cord Jefferson, who has written a lot of shows like Watchmen. Somebody in the comments section from our last video was talking about how he also wrote for Succession. He's like in the writer's room for Succession.
Okay.
So a lot of big HBO
Wow,
stuff.
a lot of people come out of Succession. I feel like it's like the second or third person I heard that came out of that.
Yeah, right, exactly. Which is like, hey, man, that's a top of the line show. It's one
Yeah.
of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
So I like seeing that, but it's like, I guess maybe like, I don't know. I just felt like what our commenter alluded to, which we are gonna go like to start reading some comments. You know what I mean? Probably at the maybe like end of the show or something.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Ben Wellington actually was speaking on it.
Okay.
And I was mentioning like, yeah, maybe like his time in the white writers' rooms maybe didn't give him enough perspective about like how to end it. I feel like, and maybe this is speculating and maybe this is wrong, maybe there's some hater stuff, but I feel like maybe he just like gave the script to a lot of like white writers and like had them read it, and then because they read it and they were like, oh, this is black, this is social justice, I'm with it, but then like they didn't really understand it per se,
you know,
so that's kind of the vibe I get from it.
My takeaway is, you know, I feel like he didn't make them uncomfortable. Bamboozled made black people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The best commentary and satire too, which is hand in hand, is when you could make everybody uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm watching Bamboozle, I'm laughing at Tommy Davidson, and it's funny. But I'm like, yo, I'm laughing at some coonery and buffoonery. You know what I'm saying? So it successfully made everybody uncomfortable. This film was supposed to make one group uncomfortable, and unfortunately, it's the group that gets off on being the joke.
Right. They get off on being a joke, and then they're actually getting more opportunities to watch it than a lot of black audiences. Because, again, I talked about this in the review. I had to drive all the way out to Glendale to see it, like when it first came out in December. So it's like, I feel like, yeah, marketed towards white audiences. It's supposed to make them uncomfortable, but I kind of feel like it makes them more comfortable in a kind of a way. So I don't know. It was.
Oh, I'm the good white person, so they're not talking about me. It's about, we talking about you too.
Right.
But I heard that the book Erasure, the book is based off of, I heard that one is hard hitting, and I heard, you know, that Cord Jefferson, he kind of, you know, diluted a lot of what Erasure was doing.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that. I mean, but you know, it did get nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. It got nominated for Best Original Score, which was crazy.
I got my theories about those nominations, and we're gonna go smooth into that. The Academy Award nominations just came out, and it was an interesting one. It was an interesting one, but to link it back to what we were just talking about, I just feel like American fiction is like, let's get a Negro film up there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the token. I mean, they do it every year. They put the one token up there.
Yeah, it's like, let's just, I feel like, when I heard that this film was nominated for the Golden Globes for Best Picture and this, that, I'm just like, what? Really? Like, this film? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then it's like, it's funny because there were a lot of black movies this year, like Rustin, like Color Purple. For me personally, Origin, Ava DuVernay, that was...
You know what? Pause. I mean, this pod is going on, but pause on what we're talking about. Please tell me what Origin is about. Every time I see a trailer, I'm interested, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not the biggest Ava DuVernay person. Not that she's bad. It's just some of her stuff just don't work for me as much. But what is that film about?
It's about the writing of this book called Cast. The book Cast is... came out like in 2020 during the George Floyd protests. And it started a lot of like conversations about like race and stuff. So inspired by the writing of that book. So like it's like
Copy.
fictionalizing the author I think her Dr. Isabel Wilkinson. She like it's basically her process in like writing that book, and like, but as she's writing it, obviously like she's experiencing like her life in a personal way, but also like learning a lot of these things. So, and then the book is based on Cass. Is basically the whole thesis of it is like, how do we explain racism without like using race per se? Like, how does, we say racism in America, but how is that the same as like white people versus white people in Nazi Germany? How is that?
Yeah, because
Indians,
I seen when it was being filmed, and what's her name? She was on Hamilton. She was married to Anthony Ramos. I see she's in it, and it's like I saw when she posted. I was like, oh, is this going to be a period piece? But then I started seeing the trailers, and I'm seeing it takes place now. But then so it's like flashbacks or something.
Well, yeah, it's like little anecdotes that like all relate to this general thesis of like how everybody's connected. So like the black couple, they were in Nazi Germany during World War II, and then they ended up fleeing and coming to America. Then there's another German couple who we follow that is like from 1940s. There's it follows a lot of different anecdotes. I'm going to be probably talking a little bit more about it when we get to our top 10 list.
Okay. Yeah.
But like to me, yeah, it's one of the most narratively complex movies I've ever watched. One of the best acting movies I've ever watched.
And it got snubbed.
Yeah, it got snubbed completely. And yeah, I just feel like it's on Neon though. Honestly, Neon was the distributor of it. I feel like they put no press behind it, no campaign behind it. But
yeah, Ava usually, I thought she would have got a look, and again, I didn't know. I got to go check it out now because I didn't know. I had no idea what it was about. I was so confused. I'm with people that's watching the trailer, like, what is this movie about? And I'm like, yo, RB know what it's about. He saw it. He loved it, so I got to ask him.
Saw it twice, man. I loved it. It's a brilliant movie.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, that got snubbed. Greta.
People saying Barbie got snubbed.
Yeah, man, Barbie will be all right, man. Barbie got some good nominations.
8 nominations.
Greta Gerwig. That one I was a little surprised by because when I went and I think I told y'all before in the previous episode, going into Barbie, I thought it was just gonna be this IP cash grab. You know what I'm saying? Barbie girl in a Barbie. I thought it was just gonna be a Barbie ass movie, and I got something totally different. And from the very first frame of the film, I knew it was going to be something totally different. Greta Gerwig, like, I came out of that respecting her so much more.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I believe it was her and her husband that wrote the script.
Right.
I was like, oh, she knocked this out the park. Like, and I thought she was a shoot-in for Best Director. And which was, I was just so surprised that she didn't get that nomination.
That was tough, man. And I said it during the first cut, like, Oscar reactions, but film Twitter is evil for because they will make you hate a movie that you haven't seen in months, and then when you finally go back and rewatch it, you're like, yo, this was not bad at all. There are some parts in Barbie that are just straight out brilliant, like the part when the FBI agent and the Micheal guy are like talking to each other and it's like split screen, but then the set is like half FBI office, half Micheal, but then you could literally see people walking out of one frame and into the other, but they're different actors. Like, how'd you do all this? It's just crazy. And then the transitions like between, it's one of the most like perfectly executed blockbusters in a long time.
Yes.
People clown on the car scene, like, but I'm like, yo, people don't understand how movies work. Like, the director and the cinematographer, they're not gonna be there for every single shot.
You talking about the car chase scene?
The car chase scene.
Well, I seen someone on Twitter was like, can you imagine Greta Gerwig directing this? It's like, no, that's what a second unit is for. You
literally.
Dickhead.
Yeah, so I'm like, yo, come
stop
use your brain.
Like, relax. You just going mad hard to nitpick and discredit somebody for something. Like, relax, bro.
Right. When the rest of the movie is like legitimately brilliant. So I don't know. It's like I do think she deserved to be nominated. It's tough because I honestly don't know who to kick out of the Best Director category.
Yeah, who's in there?
Because they have Justine Triet from Anatomy of a Fall, which is a phenomenal film. Killers of the Flower Moon, Martin Scorsese, right? Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan, Poor Things, Yorgos Lanthimos, and then Zone of Interest by Jonathan Glazer. I personally have not seen Zone of Interest, so I can't say if it's like good or not. But they're all brilliantly directed films. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. feel like Barbie could have gotten there somewhere. I don't know. I don't know who I drop out though. Honestly, I don't know who I drop out.
Yeah, they was trying to make a whole commentary about feminism between Greta and Margot not getting a nomination. They're white women. They'll be okay. They'll be A-okay.
And they were producers on this movie.
Yeah, so either way, they're good. They're gonna probably walk home with an award either way. So they're fine. I don't think it was ever that deep. Another film I was surprised to get just no nominations. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, that was tough.
I was so surprised by that one. That's another perfectly executed animation film, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, to me it was like really, really, really fun, really, really vibrant. And I just thought it tapped into like perfect culture of like today, like today's teen culture, like the way the teens were acting, the pop culture references. I thought it was dope. I felt like maybe, just from the Academy standpoint, they probably thought it's very similar to Spider-Verse in terms of stylistic.
Yeah.
So maybe they didn't want to nominate.
I can see that. I can see that.
But the real question is like The Boy and the Heron, or The Boy and the Heron, I should say, ended up winning the Golden Globe for Best Animated Feature. I thought Across the Spider-Verse was gonna like not only take Best Animated Feature, I thought it was going to be nominated for Best Picture. Yeah. And I thought it was going to be nominated for visual effects, for score, like all these other things.
Yeah, they did Metro Boomin dirty.
Yeah.
He should have got a nomination.
For Best Song.
That would have been fire.
Yeah,
They did him dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. But
they kind of shut it out besides Best Animated Feature, Spider-Verse at least.
Yeah, well, hopefully it wins it, but I'm hearing about The Boy and the Heron. Is that what it's called?
Heron, Boy and the Heron, yeah.
Is it good? Do you know about that?
I do. I actually like that movie a lot. I think it is
anime?
brilliant. It's anime. It's like it's from anime. Hiro Miyazaki or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
He's
Legend.
Yeah, that's a legend right there. Another snub, Greta Lee. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not want to see that movie, Past Lives.
Past Lives.
I do not like the subject matter. Who the hell are you to come back in somebody's happy ass life and just take their attention like that? And now she fall in love with you again. Nah, I don't want to see that movie. That movie, that come from a personal place. I don't want to see that movie. So because of that, I didn't watch the movie. So because of that, Greta Lee don't need to be nominated. Because she need to be loyal. Don't be entertaining some old piece. I'm not buying that.
From a different country, you know what I mean? From her homeland.
I don't want to hear that. And what the hell's a Naiad?
See, I didn't hear about Naiad at all before these nominations.
First of all, I thought Annette Bening, Captain Marvel, she was in that.
Yeah, she was in Captain Marvel.
But I thought she was retired. Yeah, her and Warren was somewhere just chilling. I did not know she was making movies. She got a nomination for Best Actress. Jodie Foster, the great Jodie Foster, got Best Supporting Actress, right?
Yeah. For
what the hell is Naiad? What is that about?
That one I have no idea about. I ain't seen no trailers. I ain't seen nothing. I think it's
Payola.
On Netflix,
that's Netflix. Money under the table. Like yo, we losing subscribers. Here, hold that.
Let's put a little energy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Greta Lee. I love Past Lives. I thought she should have been nominated, but also, yes, I haven't seen Annette Bening in that film. The other 4 nominees are really top tier, but I think Maestro is such an Oscar film, though. Like,
I wanted to talk about Maestro. I didn't see it, but I get a feel that people are not feeling auteur Bradley Cooper. I feel like auteur Bradley Cooper is getting some. I think he's gonna get shafted.
Do you think so?
I think so.
Like from just in terms of like Maestro or just in general.
The whole thing, anything Maestro's nominated for, I feel like they're gonna be like, yo,
no, yeah,
fuck that shit. Like,
yeah,
yo, clip that, because you know how this business is, man. When you do too much, they're like, look at this guy. Man. This guy was just doing The Hangover. Now he doing these 3-hour films and with the Junos and all this shit, black and white. You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of here, he desperate. Give him his little nomination and clip him. I've kind of been observing conversations of people that's like in the know, and that's kind of the feel that they're just kind of like, whatever, here.
Right.
You want your little nomination here, but they're gonna do him dirty. What you think?
Yeah, I mean, I can see. I hope they don't do him like super dirty. I could see the movie winning like best makeup or something. You know what I mean?
The Junos will definitely get you, get you best makeup. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the nose and that's crazy. I mean, I love. I actually do like Bradley Cooper a lot. I didn't hate Maestro. Like I actually thought it was like a pretty good movie. Like it's again.
I got a nitpick with Bradley Cooper. I watched the interview with him and Spike.
I did see that.
Stop giving Spike your left hand. You got a part in the left. Wait a minute. First of all, when somebody's gonna dap you,
right.
This is some street shit. Somebody gonna dap you.
Gotta be the right.
You gotta do it the right. Don't hit him with the left hand like
backhand.
Yeah, you know that's you gotta call it. Yo, part of my left. Part of me. If your hand is if you got a book in hand. Part of my left. He ain't even had the book in his hand. He just gave the nasty left hand dap. Like, yo, Bradley, you get tripped on for that, boy. Like, relax. Just know that when you're around black people, don't do that. Like, that's a problem. You know, Spike don't know any better. He older, he don't know any better. But if you was interviewing me, I'd be like, yo, cut. Yo, my man, don't give me that left hand again, dog. Respect my shit. Don't give me that left hand. Yeah. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you know what though? I did love about that interview. I feel like Bradley Cooper legitimately respects Spike Lee. Which was like really good to see. Also, side note, but I kind of feel like Spike might have heard our podcast a little bit, like because I mean, for one, he said the same thing I said, that his role in Malcolm X as his best role. So I'm like, yo. Spike hear me? No, I'm just kidding. But like, but watching the interview with Spike versus the interview he did with Emma Stone, which is like, I don't know if you saw that one.
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper's all mad loose. He's acting weird. Like, he got his eyes closed. It's very funny. It's like one interview with like a legit like teacher, like inspiration versus one interview of like a close friend is like totally different energy. Yeah. But I like Bradley Cooper, man. I want to see him win.
His heart is there. He was I found that part funny when he's like, there's no chairs on my set.
Yeah.
So Spike is like, hold up. So no video village. So you working on my set? No. It's like no. If it's your set, it's good. It's good. It's like, oh, okay. I'm just checking. You have to check the temperature real quick. These white boys get a little crazy. They become directors now. They want to. There's no chairs on my set. I thought that was funny. That was a really good interview, though. Really good interview.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Shout out to all. First of all, before we leave the Best Actress, Lily Gladstone. Oh, yeah. This award is yours, girl. It is yours. It should be. I talked about it before. She was the biggest takeaway out of Killers of the Flower Moon, dog. Like, just the pain in that character throughout that. As the film progressed, like. That was too good. Too good. Too good.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the black people that was nominated.
Yeah. Coleman Domingo, Rustin, right.
Let's go. Coleman, Jeffrey
Sterling
Wright,
K. Brown,
Sterling K. Brown, Devon. I didn't see The Holdovers. What is that? I heard that might be a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's like a holidays movie. Yeah, basically Paul Giamatti's like this teacher watching these bad kids like during the holidays, like at a boarding school.
Is it a comedy?
It's kind of a comedy.
Okay.
It's like it's more of a comedy, but it's like a slower, like a older people kind of comedy.
Copy.
But it is nice. It's a sweet, heartfelt film.
Okay. Yeah. Daniel Brooks. Daniel Brooks plays Sophia. In The Color Purple. Surprised that didn't get more nominations.
Yeah. Even in I think he got nominated for something in costume or something like that. But I definitely thought it should have got more. Not even costumes. No. Yeah. But yeah, they didn't really show it that much love, surprisingly.
Yeah, and I'm actually, to be honest with you, I'm actually surprised Oppenheimer got the love because I think on the award circuit, Oppenheimer was kind of getting shafted. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of thought, maybe it's just a film for the film bros. The Academy ain't gonna show it love, but they got 13 nominations.
Yeah, 13 noms. I think it's Nolan's time.
Speaking of the Oscar, the award circuit, was American Ferrera nominated for anything at all? She came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate because her monologue towards the end of the film was incredible.
Yeah. No, she had that monologue.
Yeah.
I know people crap on that monologue again. Film Twitter, y'all gotta chill. Yeah. But she was great. I feel like it was just a retroactive Oscar nomination for her whole body of work a little bit too, from even Real Women Have Curves. She was on TV.
So do you think they're giving her a makeup nom and she might not win it?
Oh, nah, she's not gonna win that. Nah,
See, so then why even bother?
Yeah.
Why give it a nomination if you're just gonna do it dirty? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, she definitely not gonna win. Who best supporting actress? I think that's definitely gonna go to Divine Joy Randolph for
I heard she's good in that.
She's good. She's good. She's not the kind
Emily Blunt was good in Oppenheimer.
She was good.
Damn, this is a good category.
Yeah, best supporting actress. Yeah. Jodie Foster. Shout out True Detective too. The new season of True Detective. Phenomenal stuff. Yeah, man. The only thing I was a little pressed about was the lack of Spider-Verse across the board. Mm-hmm. Oh, but also let me shout out for best live action short film, which I would argue is the hardest category to get nominated for. Shout out Red, White, and Blue. A friend of mine's, Tiffany Massey, was a co-producer on that film. Okay. And they got nominated for best live action short film.
What's that one about?
I'm not 100% sure, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm guessing by the title it's about America. You know what I mean?
You know, listen, I'm going to go check it out. I'll look for it. Is it going to be on? Sometimes they be on YouTube.
Sometimes it be on YouTube. Yeah.
I'm going to look for it.
I think the category is going to go to Wes Anderson with The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
Okay.
Like, that's the short he did on Netflix.
Okay.
I do think they're going to give him one for that. But still, dope to be nominated for that live action short. Because that is, I would argue, the hardest one. Literally tens of thousands of short films qualify for that. So it's like, real hard to get nominated for that one. So yeah.
So Godzilla -1, I've been hearing a lot of great things about that one.
Godzilla -1 is I saw it twice, saw it in the color and in black and white. Good stuff, man.
Okay.
Yeah. It was good stuff. Seeing it in black and white was so funny. I went to Alamo Draft House downtown. Yeah. And it was my girlfriend's first time going there. And then
dope theater, by the way.
Dope theater, very themed theater, which is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there, me and my girl sitting there, like the dude directly next to us is in a cowboy hat, like full cowboy hat, the little polo tie, like all that.
For what?
I guess to see Godzilla.
Okay.
And then the homie next to him, I knew from like film school. And then the homie in front of us had like this giant, like Gandalf style pipe, like not even smoking it, just in his mouth the whole time during the movie.
What the hell? This is the pretentious ass people they be. This is why Negroes don't like going to some movies, man. What the hell is going on? Like, what the hell you? It's 2024. What the hell you doing with a big ass pipe like in the theater? Like, what? He had a monocle too. It looked like the penguin.
He did, man. Like,
what the hell?
I'm like, he's not even hitting it. It's just sitting in his mouth. How does he have that endurance?
Yo, bro,
like,
these are the pretentious ass people that be at the Alamo Draft House and stuff like that, bro. This is why I created this platform, dog. Because like we could be able to talk about things. These people avoid going to movies and stuff because they know they're gonna be around them. You know what I mean? And they take that shit. They think they take it too seriously. They feel like, oh, they too heady to talk film with. You know what I'm saying? Like people just want to just go chill and enjoy something, and you there with motherfuckers, pass the Grey Poupon, please.
Right.
You know, like,
dude, it was just so surreal being at this Texas themed theater and I have a dude full cowboy hat, white shirt, polo tie, like, yo, what's good? My name's Tyler. Because he was with the homie I knew from film school, so he was like, yo, my name's Tyler, man. Like he was really from Texas. Oh,
he really from Texas.
Yeah.
This man, cowboy, a whole cowboy went to the movie. That's crazy. That is wild. But I'm looking forward to the Academy Awards as I always do. I've been watching this shit since I was like 4 years old, dog. No bullshit. Like I remember when Denzel got nominated for Malcolm X. Like I remember that. So I go way back, and it's good to see, the Academy kind of evolve and, certain things that we see getting there, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, cool. Like, look, best supporting actress was two sisters in there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Best actor, two brothers.
Two brothers, you know what I'm saying? There was not too long ago, there was a time that shit was homogenous. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was very white.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was just straight up white. Oscar so white was really not that long ago. So
2014.
Yeah. So, shout out to them. Shout out to everybody who was nominated. But we are here, to discuss our top 10 films of 2023. The year's just starting up. We got to, we put our AMC stubs to good use. Went to the movies a lot. I know RB went to the movies way more than me. I got 2 kids. I got shit going on. I can't go to the movies every week. But yeah, man, RB, man, what you got? What you got on your list, bro?
So we just go we read it off like from 10 to 1.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's do that. My list, honestly, there's no order in my list.
Okay.
But I do got 10.
Okay, you got 10.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a little bit of order to mine. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go number 10 was Anatomy of a Fall. We
Okay.
talked about that a little bit briefly. The French movie, I thought it was just phenomenal. Talk to Me, which horror film from the YouTuber guys.
I forget their name. Yeah, Raka. Yes, there you go.
Yeah, phenomenal movie, man.
Yes.
Phenomenal. I had to get that on Blu-ray. 1001.
I should buy that too.
Yeah. No, it's man, looks good on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
My number 8 is 1001.
All right.
Yeah, we talked about that. Teyana Taylor. Right.
She is another one that a lot of people said that she was really good in this movie. Like, surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Like, Oscar-worthy good.
Yeah.
And no nominations for her.
No nomination for that. I thought that would have been great. I think it was A.V. Rockwell's debut feature film.
Okay.
And just an amazing.
What did A.V. Rockwell do before that? That name sounds so familiar.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it was some shorts. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Music video director, maybe?
Maybe, yeah. But it's a phenomenal movie, and with a twist at the end that will keep you like on the edge of your seat. You know what I mean? So that's my number 8. Number 7, Barbie. Again, we talked about it, but I like Barbie a lot. Forget the haters. I think it's a phenomenal film. Number 6, Past Lives. Again, you know what I mean? I know we ain't supporting the cheating movement. But yeah, no, it was a beautiful story though. Celine Song, which is based on her real life story too, if I'm not mistaken.
So you just making Oscar-worthy movies out of your cheating, huh?
Right.
You ain't shit. Nah, I'm just playing with you. That was a little. Listen. I'm joking. Sometimes I joke around. That was just a little observation I had. I didn't see the film. I will probably eventually see it, but it was just a little observation. I was like, hold up, why are we making movies out of this? And then since we're making movies out of this, can I do it too?
No,
I'm just playing. I'm playing.
Yeah, but Past Lives is a phenomenal film. And then it's funny too. And then speaking of Celine Song, who was the writer and director of it, her husband, who's fictionalized in this movie, is the writer of that upcoming movie Challengers, was Zendaya. So,
that's
it's with the two dudes rivalry.
Brothers was not liking that movie on the timeline when they released that still of 2 white men kissing up on Zendaya. Brothers was mad on the timeline for that one.
Right. No, honestly, but I mean, hey man, I want to see the flip perspective of it now. Like we saw the Celine Song's perspective of it.
Yeah.
Now we gotta see the dude him compete with another dude.
I'm in there.
Yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, that's my number 6, Past Lives. Number 5, The Holdovers. Again, just a sweet movie, sweet overall. What I didn't like about it is I like Divine Joyce Randolph performance. I just don't like the way her character had no agency. You know what I mean? She kind of was playing this kind of mammy-ish part, which takes off big It's not super. It's not.
I know what you mean.
But it's quietly is she's the only black person here, not really giving her much to do. But she, it was. She was good. Her performance was good, and the movie overall. This movie would have been number 2 or number 1 if it just wasn't for that personally. But yeah, I thought it was really great. The Holdovers. That's my number 5. Number 4 is Across the Spider-Verse. To me, this was my number 1 for the longest time, and it was just amazing animation.
Same here.
Number 3 is Poor Things. You know what I mean? Poor Things.
I gotta see that. I've been hearing great things about that one.
That one, man. Emma Stone nailed that. If Lily Gladstone wasn't nominated for Best Actress, I would say Emma Stone deserves it for this movie. Man.
Did Willem Dafoe get nominated?
He didn't get nominated either.
He's another snub.
That's another snub. Mark Ruffalo did get nominated, but
I heard he was good in it though.
He was good. And then Remy Youssef, who was in that show, Rami Youssef is on Hulu. So great performances all across the board.
Okay.
Number 2, Oppenheimer. You know what I mean? I love that movie. I talked about it extensively.
Listen, Chris Nolan, he's gonna give you a visual, audible masterpiece every time. Every time I go see a Chris Nolan film, it's what technical awards is it gonna get? Because it deserves it.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then it deserves all the technical awards. And my number 1, again, we spoke about it a little bit earlier, Ava DuVernay's Origin. You know what I mean?
Angelou Ellis. I heard she's great in this.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. That's probably my favorite performance I've seen so far this year, or last year. You know what I mean? But overall, just brilliant movie, brilliant performance. Yeah, Ava DuVernay, she gets a lot of chances to make movies and TV shows and stuff, but there's very few chances that any director gets the chance to make a film like this.
Well, she said that she don't get offers.
Was she? Oh yeah, I mean,
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's
like I personally not crazy about her, but she has enough in her resume that's like, yo, you only gonna give her a call?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the last thing she probably got an offer on was the New Gods, and then they took that from her.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And somebody took a picture of the end of the film, and there was a barcode that you scan, and like you could donate to get a ticket for somebody else to see it. Sort of like what they were doing with what's the name of that stupid ass?
Oh, Sound of Freedom.
Yes.
Yeah.
That thing. Which is
Interesting.
telling, because why is somebody of Ava DuVernay's status resorting to things like this? I'm very surprised. I shouldn't be surprised. Black woman.
Right.
Black.
Right. Black content.
It's a double whammy.
Right. Especially for a movie like this. And again, I think like I'm not trying to be conspiracy theory. I'm just
Nah, talk your shit.
The movie, this is what the movie's about. The movie's about, how black struggle and the Jewish struggle are like kind of intertwined. You know what I mean? So it's like I felt like it should have been something that talked to all people, everybody. But I feel like some people might watch this movie and get like the wrong interpretation of it. Might think like, oh, they trying to say like, the Nazis weren't like which watch the movie, like, because they go into they talk about these things very extensively and they get into that conversation.
I gotta see.
But yeah, it's not for everybody. I'll say that too. Like I did a review with my man Andres.
He wasn't feeling it.
He wasn't feeling it. He didn't like it. So but I love it. You know what I mean? It just depends on
that's
what you
okay.
want,
That's
you know what I
okay.
mean?
Listen, art is to be critiqued. Not everybody's gonna. It's rare that something's unanimously loved. And when you think whatever you think is unanimously loved, trust me, there's some haters of it. You know what I'm saying? So, okay.
Yeah, and then just some quick honorable mentions. I was gonna real close. I mean, Boy and the Heron was gonna be up there in my top 10. I didn't think I forgot it wasn't, honestly, until I just started reading it. Boy and the Heron is definitely a honorable mention. Bottoms. Leave the World Behind. I know you wasn't feeling that one as much.
Leave the World Behind. That is the Netflix joint, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm good at that. That ending just pissed me off, man. Because again, I think I mentioned it last time. The M. Night Shyamalan formula of these films, like we're gonna be vague for 2 hours, and then take you somewhere and just drop you off there and walk away. Like I was like, no, like don't do that. Like don't do that to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you got me locked in. Like I'm locked in, and then it just ends the way it did, and I knew it was coming. I knew it. But shout out to that film for supporting physical media because. Yeah, keep physical media alive.
Yeah, no, literally, and for Friends, which is not even on Netflix.
Yeah. Hello.
But which is one more funny thing about that whole like Netflix. Like this was one of the most streamed Netflix movies ever made of all time.
Really?
Yeah, like it was almost the most streamed movie of 2023, and it came out like in December.
That's crazy.
So like big shout outs to the Obamas for executive producing that and just getting the conversation started.
Did he put that on his list?
I think he had a little section that was like,
oh, well, these movies I produced. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm not saying, all right, Obama. And then he got the call from Big O. Hello. I don't see Color Purple on there.
What's up?
Shout out to Obama, man.
Yeah, nah, he doing it, man. Couple more real quick honorable mentions. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, May December on Netflix. Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yes.
All of Us Strangers. These are all movies that are really
Killers
close.
of the Flower Moon did not make your main list.
Yeah, man. It was tough. It was just too many movies that I liked a little bit more.
Okay.
And then it was honestly I mentioned it during our review, but just the whole racial aspect of it just makes it a little bit harder for me to like wrap into it the same way.
I understand. I'm a little biased. I love Marty, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely do understand that point of view. Yeah, man. My list, listen, man, my list is very, I got one audible I might call, but then I'm thinking, should I call it? I don't know. But there's no order. I'm just gonna read it off. Killers of the Flower Moon. That made my list.
There you go.
That might, if I had to choose, that might be number one.
Number one.
I really enjoyed that film.
I didn't expect that.
All 3 hours and 30 something minutes. That felt like an hour and a half. It was edited so tightly by Thelma Schoonmaker, who was nominated for Best Editing. I think that's the job of an editor. Things are supposed to be seamless. It's supposed to stream, seamlessly. You know, $200 million Apple. All right, y'all giving out big bags. I like that. You know, Barbie, another one that I love. Again, I did not expect that going in. Took my daughter to see it, thinking it was gonna be a girly film. Saw these little kids in the theater, and it was heady. It was a lot more heady than I expected it to be, and still yet was a great message, perfect for my daughter at the age. My daughter just turned 10 the other day, so she's at that age that she's like, you know, everything is sticking a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Oppenheimer.
Hey, made the top 10.
I went to go see that early in the morning at the Chinese theater with all the film bros and the A24 hats, and you know what I'm saying? You know, all of them going into the film, they're talking about the framing of this, you know. They came out the theater talking that shit too. Again, this is why people don't like to go to movies with y'all. Just be normal. Be normal. I like the film. This was good. That was good. Yeah, the grain, the quality of the grain. It was just, just relax. Great film. Shout out to Chris Nolan. Renaissance. Beyonce. Told you is one of my favorite concert films of all time. It's up there.
I didn't even think about it.
It's up there. Renaissance was a fucking experience. It was amazing. I love the storytelling. Shout out to Beyonce. You say you directed, wrote it. Hey, you said that. If you did that, shout out to you. Freaking did that.
She did that for real.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, another incredible film that was so fun. I know we talked earlier about the dialogue with teenagers, the fact that they literally locked them in the stew and just let them go loose. Like that was like, I think I told you before, I don't be laughing. I don't be laughing in the theater like that. But that scene where they was like, she was like, I think April was recording them, and they was just like, chopped cheese, can we get chopped cheese? Like, you heard? Yeah, we outside. I was
bacon,
like,
egg, and cheese.
Yeah,
Bacon, egg, and
yo,
cheese.
it was wild. And that, I had a genuine hearty laugh at that scene, because I'm like, yo, these kids are stupid. Like, this is just like these stupid ass kids today. Like, this was too good. A film we often talked about, and this one is a little closer to me. Air. Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. I'm kind of on them,
Right.
but the film was good.
Yeah.
The story was great. Shout out to Chris Tucker, who needs to do more. Even though he was funny in this, he needs to do more dramatic roles.
Oh yeah.
I want to see more of Chris Tucker. It's a damn shame that Dead Presence is like the only role of his that he gets serious. You know what I'm saying? And it's like now we see him in Air. He's funny, but then he also plays it straight.
Right. And he had a kind of a similar like funny but straight part in Silver Linings Playbook as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper. Yeah.
You know, so shout out to Air. I know that got Golden Globe nominations, and it got zilch.
Yeah.
At the Oscars, which hey, it happens. You know,
they talked about doing it for Best Original Screenplay. So.
And what happened though? Just, you know, they curved it, and I think that scene where Matt Damon is convincing Mike Jordan to sign the Nike, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I had goosebumps watching that shit. I was like, woo.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That was nice.
Across the Spider-Verse. Again, perfect film. Perfect film. I cannot wait for the next one. Make sure you pay these animators and give them time to do what they got to do, please. Please, because this shit is getting ridiculous now. It's like y'all cracking the whip over them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, they gave us a great film, but it's like, come on now. Like, overworking them. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's where it gets a little, I might want to call it audible.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Talk to Me.
Okay.
Talk to Me was incredible. I gotta get that on 4K Blu-ray, whatever it's on. If it's on Blu-ray, fuck it, I'll get the Blu-ray. But if y'all got it on 4K, I gotta buy that. Now, the next film I had on my list, The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Oh, word.
I really enjoyed that
Boy
film.
Hawkins.
The only thing I didn't like about it was that CGI Dracula, but I really enjoyed that film. It was a nice little throwback to the Hammer horror films of the 60s, 70s, and you know, it's I love the fact that they just honed in on one part of the Dracula tale, the voyage,
right,
to, you know, wherever,
which is a very small segment.
Yes, but there's so much you could do with that, and there's so much that they did do with it, but. You know, that, and I have that in the color purple.
Okay.
But I just saw the Book of Clarence.
Oh, word.
And I'm like, yo, which one of those gotta go?
Right.
You know, and unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do away with The Color Purple, and only because of the nitpicks on that one is a little bit more than the other last two films I mentioned. We talked about the way the dialogue was put out there. When you came out of Color Purple, did you hum any songs? Was there anything that was like stuck to you? It was like, I really like that song.
Yeah.
Aside from I'm here. It was like, damn, Fantasia is good. But I don't know if I was like, I want to hear that song again.
Yeah. I don't think so. The only one that like had a little life in this, honestly, because of I would play like the Megan Thee Stallion remix to like troll my girlfriend. But the hell no.
Meg got a remix of that?
Yeah, she got a remix.
Shout out to Meg, by the way. I know this is a film pod, but we stand behind Meg Thee Stallion. I don't know. Do you?
Yeah, no.
I do.
Yeah.
That crackhead that's over there wilding out with them that trash ass diss track, yo. Meg girl, don't let her destroy your spirit. You got it. I heard that the Barbs found the location of her mother's grave.
Yeah, now they got to put security on the grave.
What is up with this doxing stuff going on recently?
I don't know.
Everybody getting doxed for something now. Like, y'all gotta chill.
Yeah.
Y'all on the internet doing shit, motherfuckers will pull up on you in real life.
Right.
And it ain't me. It's the boys, because that shit is illegal, and I will tell on you.
Yeah, that's no doxing. Y'all should be put under the jail.
Stop doing,
like
way under the jail. FBI, throw the book at them. I just seen that the list. Somebody else put out they had an opinion about something. She got doxed. She put out a list of Barbs. Is a bunch of men.
Yeah.
Where's the fathers in the home? What the hell is wrong with you? You doing this Barb shit. You are a boy.
Yeah,
relax.
Man. Yeah. Y'all gotta chill.
Yeah,
man.
chill out. You doxing women. Come on, man. You bringing violence to women. What's wrong with you? You ain't one of them. Chill out. Anywho.
You gotta stay out of women's business.
Yeah, you feel me? Stay out of women's business, crazy, man. You don't want them telling you what to do with you. What you getting in their business for? You over opinion over a rap, a song? Like, come on.
And the craziest thing is, like, this all started at the most indirect shot that like Meg took at Nikki.
And you know what they say? A hit dog will holler, because she did not mention your name. She just made reference to Megan's Law, which if you look it up, you know what it's about. And you know what's going on with Nikki.
It definitely applies to to Nikki's husband, but it applies to a lot of people in hip hop. A lot of people. But
specifically her husband.
Yeah.
So a hit dog, and then the crazy part, she spiraled that day on social media. She was saying, oh look, in your good foot, did all of this, and then released the diss track, and it's just the same stuff on a Mickey Mouse beat. Like, you ain't say nothing new. I got 4 more. Keep it.
All right. We don't want to hear it.
Keep it, ma. Go take care of your child and keep your husband out of parks and shit like that. Keep all of that. So Meg, we stand behind you. I never heard her version of Hell No though.
Yeah, it's funny. It's just a little, because they mix in the Danielle Brooks singing, and then Meg comes in like, hell nah.
Okay.
And then she's like kind of rapping a little bit about the story. It's just it's cute and it's funny.
Okay.
I just troll it with my girl because she doesn't want to watch Color Purple at all. So like anytime I just like I just start playing like, hey, I got a new Meg song. Like, and it's what I think Timberland produced it. So it's like really the only Megan Thee Stallion Timberland collaboration we ever got, but it's for the Color Purple. So
yeah, I don't know if I want to hear a modern hip hop take on Color Purple music. I'm good on that. Speaking of which, this is another thing that I loved about Book of Clarence. I don't know if you agree. I've spoken about it before, and just like I just made a reference to, I don't like when period pieces bring in new music. I don't like it. The Great Gatsby, I literally walked out.
Oh, you didn't like that? Oh, I love
hated
Gatsby.
The Great Gatsby. Not only did I walk out because Jay-Z and Beyonce is doing a flapper version of Crazy in Love, but then it was the 3D and all of this shit. It was just a lot. Baz Luhrmann, I don't know if I want to see a Baz Luhrmann film in 3D. Like, he does too much.
Yeah.
But the Jones Girls' Nights Over Egypt in Book of Clarence was so fly. I loved that scene. And when it started, I said, oh no, please don't do this. Please. And they did it, and I was like, yo, this is cool. Yeah,
it was classy.
This is cool. I really love that scene, man, and I love that execution there, man.
That was a really, when you mention that, like when you talk about the music in that film, that's the first scene I always go to.
Really?
Like that. Like
mine is the one the Jay-Z D'Angelo with the floating.
Yeah.
That was I was just like, oh man, this is just like visual bliss. Like I just love everything about what they're doing with the music.
The coolest part is a little bit off topic, not about the music per se, but the coolest part about that scene where they're doing the hookah and then all that stuff, like it kind of they're floating and they're doing the upside down stuff, and it transitions to the next scene, but then the camera's upside down on Clarence's mother, and then it goes back, and it's like scenes had nothing to do with each other, but the connective transition, the tissues, so good, man. I'm like, damn, they had intention on that.
Jeymes Samuel, man, you're great. Yeah, you are great, and I am so sorry that I did not watch The Harder They Come. And you know what? It's a Western. I'm not a fan of Westerns. But now I gotta go check it out now.
Yeah, no, honestly, and it's kind of crazy because I felt like there was like some Western elements, like a little bit in this movie.
I felt like it too from what I was seeing, for sure. For sure, I felt like that. You know, shout out to the whole team that puts it. Jigga, shout out to Jigga, he got it made. I seen somebody was talking about it not doing well. Oh, the Jay-Z movie is a bomb. The Jay-Z movie is like, relax. Why y'all always hating? Come on, man. Let Jigga be, man.
Yeah,
let Jigga be.
No, they hating on Jay-Z. I thought this movie was great. It's so funny. I actually liked Great Gatsby a lot, but then everybody when I was in school, because during high school we was reading Great Gatsby. When that movie came out.
You was in high school when that came out.
Yeah. And we were literally our class was like reading that book at the same time the movie was out. Literally nobody else in my class liked that movie. Like nobody. Like And then I was the only one. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I like the over the top. Like I like Baz Luhrmann being over the top.
I like Baz Luhrmann too. Like I like
camera moves.
Listen, excuse me. I like Romeo and Juliet.
That one's fire.
I love Romeo and Juliet. I like the first season of The Get Down.
Yeah.
That was incredible. Moulin Rouge, I didn't see. Nicole Kidman, something makes me unsettled about her face. I can't do Nicole Kidman all the time, man. She's just, I don't know.
So when she be showing up in the AMC.
Yeah. I'll be looking at her nose. I'm like, yo, she got that nose done, dog. Like, it just look like a little button nose. Like, it's like something about her. I don't run to go watch anything she's in.
Dang.
But I didn't see that. But yeah, I love Romeo and Juliet. And I like when he's over the top sometimes, but that one was just too much. I think it was the 3D really.
Yeah.
It was just very immersive and it was
flashy camera moves.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot going on. And I saw it in my favorite theater, RIP to the Ziegfeld Theater in Manhattan. I made it my business to go all the way out there to go watch it, you know, on that screen. But yeah, I didn't enjoy it as much. You know, I literally walked out. I was like, yo, I was getting a headache. I was just like, yo, can I get my money back? And they're just like, nah. I was like, fuck that. Charge it to the game. Fuck it. You know. But yeah. That you know, yeah.
Yeah, man. But I gotta say though, like the movies that came out in 2023, some of the best. 2023 was one of the better years of cinema in a long time. Like,
you think so?
I think, yeah. I mean, I personally think so. Like, I had a tough time even narrowing it down to 10. I could have made a top 15, honestly. But then I feel like it's also too because everything got pushed back during COVID. Like all the real hitters like came out during last year. So yeah, I thought, man, I even. Mad movies I watched like a couple times in theaters. Like I'm really only thing I didn't really watch was The Zone of Interest. I mentioned that during the Oscar thing we were talking about just now. I don't know if I really cared to see that movie, honestly.
What is it about? I heard someone. Is it a horror? What is it?
I think it's like about a family who's running a concentration camp during like Nazi Germany type time, which again is like, yo, y'all give the Nazi movie all these awards, but y'all want to give Origin no looks.
That's
when
crazy.
It's trying to be positive about the conversation, but maybe it's not positive in the way they want to talk about it. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I'm gonna see Origin. I don't want to go too deep.
Right?
Is Origin explaining? Like, is it kind of sympathizing?
The connection between Black and Jewish that they make in the movie is that they kind of highlight how the Nazis were using American slavery and the treatment of Black Americans as kind of their template for committing their atrocities against like Jews per se. Okay. So then like there's a scene where there's a bunch of Nazis in a room together, like talking about, well, what could we do to like really divide people, and they're like, yo, we just look at America, what America did with black people. Like they did the playbook, and then another Nazi dude was like, man, I don't know, the Americans were kind of harsh, they kind of went too far. And they're like, and then they're like, and then eventually Nazis like, yeah, no, we're just gonna go for it.
Oh, that's a nuance. That's a very nuanced conversation.
It's a nuanced conversation, and it's a conversation that even Anjanou Ellis-Taylor and another character having a German character as in the movie, they have that conversation. They're like, yeah, in Germany they took down all the Nazi stuff, versus in America, like we still got Confederate flags, we still got statues and stuff.
Yo, that's a truth bomb right there.
Yeah.
Yo, how Germany realized like, all right, this shit ain't working, take it out. And you got motherfuckers to this day still fighting for that Confederate flag. I'll never forget the first time I seen it in person. When I went, we drove down, this was like 2000, we drove down to Atlanta. I was in school learning about all of this. And I don't know about everybody else, man. I love history. Like, I always tell people that like history, whenever I see people having trouble with history, I'm like, fam, just think about you gossiping. You know what I'm saying? Girl, did you hear George Washington did this? They're giving you the info. So you just got to regurgitate it back out. So just taking the info, comprehend what's going on, and regurgitate it back out. And that's it. You getting the A. Like, that was always my deal. So around that time, I was learning about Reconstruction and all that stuff. Abe Lincoln, who is not a friend of black people, by the way, and all that stuff, and slavery. And yeah, I heard about the Confederate flag, and I knew at that young age that the Confederate flag is a symbol of hate. They want this was supposed to be their flag, letting us know, we not the rest of America. This is what we do down here. Your black ass better get your ass in the fields or in the house and bend over, and so I could give you what I want to give you and throw you right back out there on the field. Just dehumanize black folks. And when I went to Atlanta and we drove by like City Hall and I saw that shit, I was just like, is this the Twilight Zone?
Right.
Is this not what?
Yeah, some state buildings still have the Confederate flag up to this day in certain southern states.
And look at that. Look, Nazi Germany was putting them in the concentration camps. They was like, murdering millions of people. And even they were looking at y'all like, America's kind of OD.
Yeah, no, that's what the movie's kind of getting at.
I gotta see that movie.
So it's
Ava, you done earned my money. I gotta go check that out. I love a good nuanced conversation, especially through film, and I can see how that bothered people in the Academy.
Yeah,
just off that alone, I can see how that made them uncomfortable. Maybe this is why Cord Jefferson made a safe ass softball pitch ass film
right down the middle. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you, we are in the industry. There's so much little subtle nuances that y'all don't even realize that they just, I be seeing these brothers on YouTube that say, oh, they did this because of this and that, and y'all be just reaching high for shit, and it's just like, y'all sound like on some real conspiracy theory. Y'all damn near about to tell me about UFOs. Like y'all just grabbing at the straws when some of the shit is right in your face, dog. It ain't about no damn dress.
All right.
It is not. Let me repeat that. It ain't about no damn dress. People want us to talk about Cat Williams.
Right.
This is my little Cat Williams section because I was not sitting around for 3 hours to watch that man ramble and just say a bunch of shit.
As soon as he said he read like 80 books by the time he was age 7,
stop it, dog.
This can't be real.
Stop, and there's people that said that there's things he said that's true, but then they're like, he's also capping about a lot. You know what I'm saying? But this whole the Illuminati, and it was between me and Ludacris, and it was Illuminati. Stop it, fam. I really wish y'all would realize things. Where's this? The Illuminati is the secret society. Why we know about it?
Right.
And is there only black people in Illuminati? I'm sorry, I didn't know. Big O is the recruiter apparently. What the hell? Like, what is this? Like, and shout out to Lee Chin, because he told me that there's a documentary where they kind of draw, racist parallels between that whole conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it black people? You know what I'm saying? This hocus pocus magic bullshit. Motherfuckers, Brandon T. Jackson, he was Al Pacino, the rapper from Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And Lottery Ticket, yeah.
He's blaming the failure of his career on a damn dress.
Oh, because he was in
Big Mama's house.
Big Mama's house. Yeah. Well, because he says he put on the dress. He like didn't
Yeah,
get further.
he put on the dress and it limited his opportunities. And now everybody's like, oh, there's never been any white people in dresses. Stop it.
Right.
This is very easy to look up.
Miss Doubtfire.
Miss Doubtfire. Tom Hanks' career. Where did it start? Bosom Buddies, a sitcom where he had to, which is kind of problematic by today's standard. I think him and his mans dressed up as women to go into a sorority.
Oh, yo, that yeah.
Hey, yo, that is crazy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That script is not being dusted off and made today. I guarantee you that. But there's so many of Adam Sandler and Jack and Jill. There's just so many. Stop with this. Black people, we throwing a dress and they putting us in a dress for everything. It is not that. It's not that simple.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I don't understand what's the argument. Like, is the argument you got put in a dress and like ruined your career, or is the argument that if you get in a dress you have to make a career? Because I feel like y'all make both arguments. Y'all make both arguments. Like
what Jay-Z said, is it Uchi Wally or is it one mic? Which one is it, dog? Because like you just say, you give me mixed messages, fam.
Right.
Like it sounds good to the idiots on TikTok that just gonna click it and take it to the barbershops and talk about it. But listen to what you're saying. He needed that to get access. He killed his own career with that. They do that to kill you. Eddie Murphy's listen. In my opinion, Eddie Murphy's best role is in a dress.
Which one's that?
Nutty Professor.
Oh yeah.
That dinner table scene. That dinner table scene is that is genius. Because actors, you gotta become something. Like you gotta really take. There's some actors that are so deep in their method, they're that person for like months. You know what I'm saying?
That's what Bradley Cooper was talking about with Maestro. Yeah.
Eddie Murphy had to do like about 5 or 6 different people, talking to a tennis ball. And when you watch the film, it is seamless.
Yeah.
He owns every single one of them. Eddie Murphy, man. Like, come on. He did the dress thing. So stop it. Stop it. Okay. And I know this all started because Dave Chappelle talked about the scene in Blue Streak. He was talking to Big O and was telling her about the scene in Blue Streak where they wanted him in a dress and he denied it. And it's like Negroes took that and ran with it, dog. And it's just like, cut it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just stop. This hocus pocus, the dress is gonna do. Stop. This shit is deeper than that. And if you understand the industry and film and how things are like picked for certain things, like American Fiction. I know there's Negroes that's listening to us talk about how black folks ain't come out to see Book of Clarence. It's like, well, how could you talk bad about American Fiction? No, go see it. But I'm just telling you that shit is watered down. Don't think that because a motherfucker's in a suit that's the best representation of black people. Don't think because some Kenny G ass jazz score is playing throughout the movie and getting nominated. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't think that is like, yes, this is black excellence. No, it's not. Black excellence is the variety. You know what I'm saying? There's a variety of people. You know what I'm saying? Stop with this bourgeoisie. This is black and this ain't black because of that. Listen, a lot of our favorite people got caught up in that shit throughout time. I'm going to be honest with you. Spike got caught up in that shit. And I think that was one of his more unfair, not unfair, but that was like a little nitpicky thing with the whole Tyler Perry Madea thing. Listen, I'm not from the South. It didn't resonate with me. But I'm not going to say, get that shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? That is for a group. We can have variety. You know what I'm saying? So, like, come on now. Like, yo, shit is real. I think, respectfully, I think American Fiction is a plant in this whole award conversation. You know what I'm saying? I think it was just like, oh, give them that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look, they like Jeffrey Wright, Sterling K. Brown. Hey, give them that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. But that's me. Like I said, it's just that when you're watching these films, shows, and stuff, some of it is right in your face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the people in the dress, the whole secret society. I just wish people realize, like, yo, there's actual barriers in Hollywood. Like, there's actual white people who like don't want to see us in movies, like actively. Like Issa Rae was talking about this week, like how she's
going to go independent.
Right, because of all these, they're basically canceling all their like diversity, equity, and inclusion shows. Like,
which also brings me to another point. Black people, and I get it. We, First of all, we are not one with the struggle. So I don't want to say that, but I do understand that some of us are in situations where we don't got it. But guess what? We are some of the biggest consumers. Where is your support when it's needed? Stop modding the Fire Stick so you could get illegal streams of rap shit, because now motherfuckers didn't turn into rap shit and it's gone. We're losing. Book of Clarence, it's something different.
$90 million movie.
You feel me? Something different. Okay, you think it's blasphemous. You only saw a fucking trailer, so you think it's blasphemous. Go watch the movie.
Right.
The ones that got the money to go to the movies, go watch the movie. Because if we're some of the biggest consumers, where's our dollars going?
Everything else. And yeah, I mean, you know, again, it's like, I feel bad for clowning on Color Purple, where I clowned on it. You know what I mean? When it first came out, the movie did have a big Christmas Day opening, but like the overall box office ended up kind of patterning out. So I was like, man, as much as like, you know, I thought it was like whatever, like we do need more big budget, you know, black movies like this. Like we need movies like Color Purple, like Book of Clarence. Origin is not a high budget; it's like a low budget, like indie film. But still, we need those stories too. You know what I mean? We need it all. Reston, Netflix. I mean, everything. I haven't saw the new Kevin Hart one that they got on Netflix. Lift. I'm not gonna lie, boring. Kind of shut it off halfway through. So
listen,
like,
I heard a lot of bad things about that.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like a Kevin Hart movie with no jokes. Like I don't think if it's like not funny at all.
I don't like a Kevin Hart movie.
What?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
You don't like Soul Plane?
No, hell no. Oh hell no. This is, you know. Actually, it's funny you say that, because my breakdown of Soul Plane, I was live tweeting it one day, and so many people was like, "Yo, you need to get on a platform and talk about film, because this is good." That's actually one of the inspirations why we're here right now.
Hey.
So, but no, Soul Plane is not a good movie. It's not. It's terrible. It's a terrible film. It's a terrible film.
You don't like when Snoop Dogg like died from eating the African?
All right. Listen, I like stupid humor at the end of the day. So Godfrey being the wild stereotypical African pilot, that was funny. You know, there's little moments in it, but what also hurts Soul Plane is the cringy early aughts, clear stereotypical hate for brown people. Coming off of 9/11 and stuff like that. Listen, I used to watch a whole lot of BET Comic View around that time, and I remember comics dedicating a whole set to targeting brown people, and that did not age well. It did not age well at all. Oh, what's that dot on your head? Take that shit off. Yo, chill out, because that Soul Plane has a good heap of that. You know what I'm saying? This is one scene where it's dedicated to that, where you kind of see it's like a point of view of everybody kind of like, oh no, who is this? So everybody parting way, and then when you see it, it's a brown man sitting down, and it's like, come on, that's not funny.
That's not funny. They did have one part. They had one Taliban joke. I can't remember exactly how it went. That one, not funny, but I laughed a whole lot.
Again, I like stupid humor. So some shit. But when I see things correlate, get too close to me being uncomfortable with something, that's when I don't laugh. But I'm dark too, so I do laugh at dark shit.
Yeah. No,
I laughed at something this morning that I would not repeat on the mic. That it is bad, but it was funny. You know? But Soul Plane, I'm not good. Kevin Hart just does too much for me. I tried to watch Ride Along on a flight to LA, and I was like, oh no, let me take this shit off now, you know? So I'm not the biggest Kevin Hart guy. But listen, my point is, go out, you know what I'm saying? Don't wait for the bootleg. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait till I seen people say that about Renaissance.
I'm gonna wait till it comes on.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, B, I love you, but I'm gonna wait till it goes on stream. No, take your ass to go see that shit. You know you have interest in it. You look like you live high. Go to the movies, dog.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Support that shit, because dollars talk.
Yeah. People, Spike Lee said it best. Like, people vote with their dollars.
That's 100%. 100%. Because you know what they love to say? Oh, this don't sell. This doesn't travel. Yada yada. Oh, the numbers. They love to look at the numbers, but they don't look at the numbers when they spend $200 million on this fucking Argyle movie that's about to come out.
Yeah,
that just looks stupid. Like, they don't look at the numbers for that shit. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mad trash reviews coming out for it.
That shit looks stupid. I'm sorry, I didn't see a lick of it, but I'm not interested, and I'm tired of seeing shit like that always in theaters. Whereas stuff like Origin, which the trailers were a little vague and stuff, but you know, if you know people that have seen it, they sort of break it down. They're like, hold up, I might need to go see this. Maybe that falls on Neon. Hey, make a trailer that people will understand. Because I honestly did not know what to take. It wasn't a bad trailer. I just didn't know what it was about.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to market a movie like that, but it's also it's the marketing budget. Like, nobody's spending money on marketing these days.
You got
like,
fucking Ava DuVernay giving you barcodes like, hey, you know, donate for the next ticket. What the fuck?
Right.
An indie filmmaker, a student, something like that. Okay. Ava DuVernay, come on.
Yeah, big established name. Ingenue Ellis Taylor out in
Come
front of the theater
on.
handing out tickets. It was all bad.
Son, that is crazy. I've never heard of anything like that since She's Gotta Have It. Spike, they said that he used to be on the sidewalk, T-shirts and stuff. That was his first film. Right. You got actors you got them doing your job? You got a marketing department for what?
Right.
What is going on?
Yeah, it's tough.
You know?
I think it's tough for Neon all across the board, because I did read a report that like they originally had a $15 million marketing budget for that Ferrari movie with Michael Mann.
Oh, that's another one that got axed.
They got axed. Yeah, they literally cut it in half. Like, they only gave it $7 million like right before the release for marketing. So
I heard that wasn't good though.
Right. Well, yeah, I didn't see it.
Okay.
But I imagine if they only giving $7 million for the Michael Mann,
Adam Driver.
Right. How much were they giving Origin? Like 500,000? Like, it's like almost nothing, I feel like.
Hey, Neon, you need to get Warner Brothers on the phone. Y'all need to talk it out, man. Figure something. Y'all need to come together. You know, when you get the two broke friends that come together, like, yo, we put our money together.
Grab a couple nickels.
Y'all need to talk, because, god damn. But, yo, man, this is episode 18 of the Real Ones podcast. Black History Month is here. We got it. Yo, RB, we got to figure out some stuff for Black History Month.
Yeah,
I had an idea. I was thinking Black Love, you know.
Oh, that's good.
Valentine's Day, we might, you know, pick. We might pick some films, recommend some films for y'all to check out. You know, Black Love films. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Something. But we'll figure it out. But yo, Mr. Marin, you can catch me on IG, Mr. Marinknows, Mr. MrMarinKnows. Real Talk Film Society, REEL Talk Film Society on IG, Real Talk Film SOC on Twitter. That's it for me. RB, let them know.
Oh yeah, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Director RB3. And you can also subscribe to First Cut if you haven't already.
Yes, sir.
If you're watching the video on YouTube, and if you're not, following the podcast on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, all that. Make sure y'all follow. Make sure y'all leave a comment. Those mugs are crucial. We still got giveaways we still got a lot of Blu-rays, like still collecting dust, honestly. Yes. But we don't give those away. We got more Blu-rays that 4Ks. Yes. You know what I mean? Still books. Oh,
also, if you want to holler at us, you want to ask us any questions for us, you know, to be featured on the show, please DM either one of us with your questions, your statements that you want to, you want to shout us out. Go in the comments. Let's go in the comments real quick. Can we go in the comments real quick?
Yeah, from the last episode.
Yes.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Because we did get a lot of good comments.
Yeah. You know, we just going to do this. You know, we could have did this at the top of the show, but, you know, listen, man, we evolve. In each episode, we trying to change it up. We trying to do it different for 2024. But we'll definitely check out some comments, see what's going on. I know, like I said, somebody told me they wanted to hear about Cat Williams. We touched on that, you know.
Coming soon.
I ain't going too far into the Cat Williams thing.
Yeah, we got I think his name is Melinda Muffins, or her name might be Melinda Muffins or Melinda Millins. This is a good episode, good observation on topics and movies. Thank you. Unhealthy Vegan. Thank you for being unhealthy vegan. Always watch the show, rarely comment. I'm gonna try and change that this year.
Oh, I think you followed on Twitter, unhealthy vegan. I'm gonna hit you with the follow back.
Let's go. He said it'll be dope for you guys to have a guest come on the show and maybe defend a movie they love, or maybe a suggestion for an actor or a director to be a real one, and you to decide if they deserve that title.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Unhealthy vegan. Let me find out you low key producing our shit.
Right,
you know what
right.
I'm saying? That's a good idea.
Because we did talk about Tarantino. I feel like he's not a real one. You know what I mean?
Nope.
So, but then again, we got Denzel and stuff. So we got.
Speaking of Tarantino, you seen he out here signing people's feet? Freaky ass man, fucking freaky ass boy. Yo, that's your god. That's your man. Signing people feet. Get your freaky ass out of here.
Yeah, nah, that's some different stuff, man. That's some different stuff. They said, Joseph Ashley, how'd you not know Color Purple was a musical? They've been talking about this movie based on a musical that Fantasia's been starting for years in book adaptation.
No, we knew. Unless he's talking about the audience that we referenced. We knew it was a musical, but there's a lot of people that didn't.
Yeah. No, he didn't. I think what happened is, I think like when we were recording last time, I think I might have accidentally said like something along the lines like I didn't know it was a musical. But mispronunciation. I meant to say I did know it was a musical. But
listen, we make mistakes, man.
But it was a mispronunciation. But yeah, stuff like that. Basically keep going on and talk about Mister's arc in the book and more lesbian stuff in the book. Stuff like that. And then he mentioned Cat Williams on Shannon Sharp. My man, Steven Alvarez. One more quick shout out, man. Steven Alvarez, my college roommate from Cal State Northridge. He was the first, before even like I had First Cut, he was really like First Cut before First Cut. Like me and him were talking movies all day, every day.
Shout out
talked
to
about
you.
Everything.
Hey, shout out.
And he still watches the channel. He said Jonathan Majors wants to be a milkman and learned the hard way. He definitely could bounce back with ease though. Ex-felons are welcome with open arms in Hollywood. Ain't no lies told with that. My man Kate Hughesby said Wade Terrence Howard as Kang would pop the fuck off. So I was. And then lastly from Tim Leggins, after watching this movie for 38 years, for The Color Purple, of course nothing will come close to the original, but this movie was based on the musical. White dolls can remake their movies and make hundreds of millions, but we make one movie after 38 years in this generation. Talk so badly about it. To the word is heartbreaking. We don't deserve anything. We bet it gets.
Yo.
We bet it ever get. We bet it. We better not ever get mad when we get big budget ever again. We don't deserve anything. We talk too much. We trash as people.
Yo, listen.
Sorry, Tim.
I hate to indict black people, but I always say, if you're making something for a black audience, you might as well, or if you expect a black audience to save you, you might as well go ahead and jump, dog. Like we are very divisive as a people. The conversation around Color Purple is very disheartening. Black men, and this conversation was happening then too. You know, it's just like nobody's giving the chance. Motherfuckers is like, oh, I hate slave movies. This is not a slave movie. Like you're just projecting. Like it's just like, yo, like give stuff a chance, man. The Magical Negro movie.
Oh yeah, the Secret Society of Magical Negroes. Yeah,
that trailer came out and it's just like. I don't know why people thought it was going to be a black Harry Potter. They just saw the font and just ran with that. It was going to be a black Harry Potter. And then they got the trailer and they're like, oh, I don't like this.
Right.
I'm going to give it a chance.
Right.
I'm going to give it a chance.
If it's good. But
yeah, I'm going to give it a chance. I feel like I trust David Alan Grier. I don't feel like he's going to sign up to some bullshit.
He also in Color Purple.
Yes, surprisingly. And yeah, man, and I seen, David Alan Grier was talking about it at Sundance. And then somebody was like, I am tired of people making it seem like black people are unintelligent. They can't understand things. Let's be real. I'm not saying that they are. But the ones with the loudest voices, they don't know shit. Like, they just kill something. They don't even see it. And it's just like, Chirac.
Yeah.
Right. When that trailer came out, the internet was just on fire. And nobody had seen the movie yet. They just had this preconceived notion of what it was going to be. And just shitted on it because of now look, listen, if you didn't like the movie, cool. If you saw it and didn't like it, cool. But damn, like give stuff a chance. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't do that. Like, I don't know. We're a weird audience. And then I feel like this is reflected in what's going on in Hollywood. Yes, there's no black gatekeepers. Yes, there's a lot of push that we need to make in the establishment. But then when you give them reasons to do this shit, it's like, what do you expect? You gotta look. Black Panther shut them the fuck up.
Yeah.
They could not say black movies don't travel. Granted, it had the Marvel thing going on. Granted, but they couldn't say that for that shit. You know what I'm saying? We gotta come out. Motherfuckers was in theaters with food and dressed up in African garb. Right. They saw all of that. Right. They saw that. So come on, man. I ain't saying. I'm not saying come out dressed up as Seeley. Right. We don't have to do that every time. Please, no.
But people came out in their purple. Yeah,
that's cool. That's
nice.
Cool.
Yeah, we need to make moments out of movies. Like, white, a lot of white people, they make moments out of their movies.
Yes.
white women. Barbie, it came out in the pink.
Yeah.
Mean Girls, they coming out in the pink on Wednesdays.
Shit,
like,
Barbie and Oppenheimer. Oh, Barbenheimer. And
Barbie
that
and
whole
Oppenheimer,
event. That revitalized the movie industry.
no, honestly, literally. The Taylor Swift. So it's like, again, we got to do things that, like, we can't just make the movies. We got to make them moments, too. Yes. You know what I mean? Because there's not a lot of black movies that get released theatrically.
We
so
did it before. We did it before 30 years ago when Spike, John Singleton, all of them was out there. OGs tell me, there was lines around the block to see some movies. It was an event. Black folks like, the new Spike joint come out Friday. I'm there. You know, Poetic Justice, I'm there. You know, Boys in the Hood, I'm there. We gotta have that enthusiasm again. We're not gonna get those same movies over and over, but we could touch on different genres. Just be open. See some black faces, give it a chance. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know? Yeah. But that's it, man. You know? That was episode 18. And we'll holler at you. We coming at y'all soon. We got some stuff coming up for Black History Month. We're going to figure some things out, but you'll hear from us soon. Peace.
Coming soon to a theater near you.